Hello everyone and welcome back to Eat Sleep Breathe. Today I'm going to be showing you guys a version 2 of the DIY dosing containers. So for you guys that have followed me, you probably saw the first video I made. In everything, if you do watch that video and you do them that way, it's not that I can say you're going to have issues with it. But I can say for a fact that if you do it this way, the V2, you're going to not have issues, but it's going to look a lot cleaner. So you guys are going to see here slowly what I mean by that. So the V1 is this one here. If you want to convert your V1s, which is this, to a V2, we're going to be showing you how to do that. Or also if you watch this video and you never saw the other one, I'd recommend watching it because it kind of does cover a little bit more detail. But at least this way you can just start with the version 2, which is what I have here to complete it. So obviously I've already made one into a version 2. Our version 1 kind of just had a breather hole and then the little inlet or nipple, whatever you want to call it, for here. And then it had a little bit of air tubing line on both one side and the other, and then we would just glue it to the top right here. And like I said, I just feel that this way looks a lot better. What we're using is actually RO bulkheads. You can see that right here. So it has a bulkhead on one side and a bulkhead on the other. You can see it'll go into there, and then obviously the other side into there. But if you do have the stock tube from the V1, you're not gonna be able to use them just because they're not 1/4 inch, and this bulkhead here is for 1/4 inch. So I really recommend you guys getting an acrylic, a solid piece, just like we did with the first version. So you can put this on the cap, make sure this runs all the way down, it's not flexing. If you don't have this and you want to use RO tubing, you can do it. Just make sure you straighten it out, maybe with the hair dryer. I would heat up the RO and then stretch it out so it's straight, so it's not curling on you. I'm pretty sure you can get away with it, but I went ahead and ordered 1/4 inch acrylic right here. So obviously I already did cover the bulkheads. Those are these bad boys here. Another thing I recommend you getting is one of these. I think they're called like 1/4 inch with a stem. I think they call this a stem. I would call it a nipple, but you know, what do I know? So it's either a stem. I'm gonna have a link for everything here in the description below. And what this allows you to do, well, I guess it's easier if I show you here. You can see the acrylic one right on the inside. It's not touching the bottom. It's literally like 3 millimeters off from the bottom. That ensures that you pick up as much liquid as possible. And then you can see the stem, I have it here. So what this allows me to do is put airline tubing over this and then just pretty much standard wiring all the way up. If you don't want to use a piece, you can use standard RO piece. So you would just not install this and just put a standard reverse osmosis line. But if you do want to use this, it's literally just put it in like that. Oh, I'm gonna have a fun time. Oh, there we go, getting it out. So yeah, you can either use this barb here, stem, barb, nipple, whatever you want to call it, or if you don't want to use this, just use standard RO going to the dosing container. The reason I don't like that, guys, the little stems, they kind of look like this. Let me show you an example. On the dosing heads, you have little stems that look just like this. Obviously, one side has a silicone going to the doser and the other side to accept the airline. In my tests that I've done, the RO line, it may be airtight for a little bit, but I feel since it's rigid to rigid, you're not getting a solid piece. Now, for you guys that are gluing it, obviously that'll be a way you can get around it. Just use standard coral glue. The CA glue for gluing corals, not the epoxy. That'll be more than enough, but I just feel with the stem or the barb right here, you can put the standard airline tubing and just not have to worry about it. So I'll let you guys choose with whatever route you'd like to do it in. So right now, I'm gonna just quickly build one up, show you guys how I do it. Obviously this one I've already done, so this is how it's gonna look complete. You can see it looks a lot, not like a nicer finished product. So let's get right into converting this one so you guys can follow me here step by step. So the only thing we're gonna need here is obviously the cap. You don't really need the bottom, we'll get that out of the way. And in my case, I come from the RC car world, so I'm gonna use what they call a body reamer. It's just a pretty sharp blade on either side, so as you turn this, the hole starts getting bigger. You can use a drill bit, and you can also use a step drill bit. And the step drill bit just is like a drill bit, except it's cone shaped, similar like this, so you can drill it out. So our main goal is we want to get it to accept the bulkhead, so that big. So what we got to do is, in my case with the body reamer here, is turn this until it gets obviously the right size. I've done one before, so I do know it just needs to reach to the very top, and then it's going to be the proper size. So I'm going to do this off camera because it's taking a little bit, and then as soon as we're done, we'll bring it right back. Okay, so this is how it should look once you have it to the right size. You can see now this bad boy just goes right in. You don't want to make it too big either, so don't try and make it too big. And also you want to make sure it is centered, because if it's not centered, it's going to run in to the neck right here, and then it's obviously going to work. So make sure you do have it centered on here. Once you have that, if it's a little bit off center, it's not a big deal. And then you bring your nut from the back, and then there we go. You can use tools to do this. I mean, I think finger tight is more than enough. And then you see we have a breather hole already there. And then after that, we get our solid piece. Make sure you push it all the way in. Then using these locks provided, you can see you slide them in. There we go. And if you're excuse me, if you're not using RO line, this is where you would install your barb. There we go. And then just for safety reasons, slide the locks in. It ain't going anywhere. You can see there. So once this is done, we literally just install it on the bottle, and then we're pretty much good to go. So right here you see them fully installed. You can see, I don't know if you can catch it on camera, but it's probably like that far off the very bottom. And that's how you want it. So you can make sure you get as much of the chemical, whether it's calcium, alkalinity, out as possible. But I think that's pretty much it. All there is to do now is obviously fill them up with whatever you're going to want to fill them up with. And then you're going to notice a little bit of a hard time putting your airline tubing over this. What I did is just put a little bit of saliva over this, and then inside the fuel tubing, or not fuel tubing, the airline tubing, you'll be able to slide it over there. You only have to do it once, so I wouldn't worry about it. The first time is going to be a little bit difficult because it is a pretty big size, but at least you know it's going to be airtight. You're never going to have an issue with it. So that's pretty much it. Really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them down the bottom in the bottom comment box. If you guys aren't subscribed, be sure to subscribe to my Instagram as well as here my YouTube. And I think that's pretty going to have all the links to all this stuff in the description below, guys. Really hope you guys enjoyed this very quick video here showing you guys how to upgrade your dosing containers from my previous video. And I think that's going to be pretty much it. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Until next time.